Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Tuesday, the 11th of Feb. All right, now looking at the currencies, they've settled down after the weekend. To me, the downtrends are pretty much entrenched in the Aussie, Kiwi, Euro. Sterling, well, it's drifting lower, but there's no real clear trend line entries just at the moment. I mean, you could be drawing a entry from this point here to here, but you're really just chasing the current market. So that's a little bit tricky. Dollar CAD, we're starting to see a nice cruisy move to the top side, and we've seen a reversal of that sort of risk-off trade or safe haven trade with the yen around the coronavirus, and it's now trading sideways. So I would imagine if we're going to see less of the coronavirus, then we are going to see dollar yen move to the top side. Now, just having a look across the board on the general news here, no major changes. Still a bit of anxiety around the coronavirus, so it's taking up a bit of space across the board, which tells me that the news services are starved of information. They're either talking about Trump's budget or the coronavirus, right? So there's nothing really tangibly, fundamentally moving the currencies around. So just be aware of that. And as we come into today's trading, focus on where the main attention is going to be. Now, the Asian session, okay, there was some business confidence numbers there for the Aussie. No major change there. But what we're going to be focusing on very closely today, the GDP estimates out of the UK. Keep an eye on industrial output, right? These numbers here are very strong and suggestive of what's going through on the economy. So, and sterling's reacting again to the data. So, to me, this is the first real opportunity. Excuse me. To get stuck into sterling. So just be aware, but just be careful sort of running into this because we might see something pretty aggressive, okay? And just having another look just at sterling, right? So, I mean, this is the hard part, right? So I was having a good look at this today in the workshop now. If you're looking across the board, you can see where sterling's come and it's drifted lower there. But this is where it starts to lose a bit of touch with the move down has been pretty aggressive. And this is what I was saying. Just be careful in getting yourself all geared up. So here's the trend line as it was after we saw this high. You got this little poke above that level. So we went to there. Now, to me, it looks like it's drifting sideways. So that looks like where the trend line, the resistance trend line was. It's now moving sideways. So to me, what do? Well, you got to wait and trade with the data. But there is room here, right? If we get some strong numbers, it can sort of correct a bit of that non-farm payrolls, and there's a chance for this thing to spike higher, right? It's all going to come down to the numbers. And when just coming back to the numbers, just briefly, because this is going to be the main show for sort of the next 24 hours. Whoops, come back here. Now, there's a huge amount of variables here coming out. So if you're going to load up and get into this, just be careful. I mean, you got the business investment numbers at the top, you got the GDP estimate, you got the industrial output, manufacturing output numbers here. There's also some construction numbers there as well. So just understand this is not going to be easy because you could have some up, some down, and you're just going to get volatility. To me, with no major entries, I think it's going to be a tricky one to really pursue, but that's where the action will be. And outside of that, if I just scroll down, we've got the old red book numbers out of the US. Probably not going to do a lot at this stage. And at the end of sort of the day, we will have, or the start of the next day, the RBA cash rate. Now, no change expected, but these have been pretty explosive events. And that's where, we've got to follow the trail. And that's where the trail is taking us. So today, guys, check out sterling crosses. That is going to be where the action's at. All right. See you later. Cheerio.